तो आप जल्दी निकल जाना, आप 7:30 बजे तक निकल जाना।
हाँ, एक्चुअली 9:30 का फ्लाइट लिया हुआ है रिटर्न का कल शाम का।
हाँ तो
देखता हूँ,
बस फिर
मैं देखता हूँ, जाके आता हूँ मैं। आई
तो
सी।
आधा आधा घंटा ही लगता, आप 7:30 निकल जाना।
हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल, मैं देखता हूँ मैं
ऋषि ऋषि जी आ गए हैं, संजय जी?
ऋषि सर अभी 5-7 मिनट में लॉग इन करने वाले हैं सर।
अच्छा,
आई थिंक ही इज समवेयर।
चलो
सो चितरंजन रेगे ने लॉग इन कर लिया है, मैंने कर लिया है।
ठीक है।
तो क्योंकि
If
ऋषि
you
जी
want,
थोड़ा
we can start.
बोले।
We can start.
हाँ, वी कैन स्टार्ट।
Okay.
So as always, thank you very much TPI for having this webinar on such a short notice. This is very important. We had a webinar on cotton day before yesterday, and we saw a very successful kind of relaunch of the modified cotton contract. This is a bigger series of contracts we are going to kind of again relaunch only, but with a delivery content. Webinar on such a short notice. This is very important. We had webinar on cotton the day before yesterday, and we saw a very successful kind of relaunch of the modified cotton contract. This is a bigger series of contracts we are going to kind of relaunch. Rishant, if you can, I am hearing a cross voice. We are on such a short notice. This is very important. We had. Yeah, thank you. I think it was coming from one of the hosts. This thing. So a big boost to MCX in terms of the possibilities of transactions happening on MCX. We are delivery based in base metals, so this would add value to the entire ecosystem. Today Ranjan is in Delhi. He was attending a conference where it was Global Zinc Summit, and the participants were so gung-ho about the potential of. They were talking only about zinc. 1 लाख से 10 लाख टन का within certain time frame consumption बढ़ जाएगा in a particular segment. So base metals for make in India for 30 or 35 trillion dollar economy in the next few years, India becoming the third largest economy. So base metals are very important for us. So it is imperative that there are products which are kind of suitable for both the large producers and consumers, which we had, and for people in the SME and micro SME segments. So we are very happy to announce that 3 base metal contracts in the mini avatars have been permitted by SEBI to be launched. And we are having this thing at such a short notice because the entire market was waiting for the contracts. We have a beautiful set of speakers today. Vadwaji, as always, CPI, through his interactions with the regulators, with the government, and his participation in the CDAC meetings, has always emphasized that we should look at smaller contracts. Then Ashokji, being the chief mentor of CPI, he has been supporting MCX throughout. And Kishore, great researcher in his own right and helping the corporates to hedge their price risk on domestic commodity exchanges. Jay Prakash ji, coming out in a big way on the retail side, and Rishi, the chief business officer, and Ranjan. So we have 6 speakers today. I'll not take much time. I would now request Ashok ji, chief mentor CPI and chairman Globe Capital, to say a few words on this very good development of launch of mini contracts of base metals. Ashok ji, over to you.
Thank you, Sanjay ji, and congratulations MCX, congratulations CPI, and congratulations to all of us. I think we have been wanting it. It was there in 2000 till 2019, and after that SEBI changed the dynamics. And every time, we were having a meeting with MCX, we were asking them why not mini, and they were asking us why don't you ask and request SEBI to allow it. So I think we went to SEBI many times, and I think MCX also went to SEBI many times, and thankfully they have agreed to it. So last, when this contract was there, I think it was doing around 30% volume of the mega contract volume. And I don't know. So once this is introduced, and MCX is good to introduce all three contracts within a gap of 2 days. So I think first contract will be issued on 17th and maybe then 20th and then 22nd. So good. Why good things should wait. And now, as Sanjay ji said, it will give SMEs, household, importer, exporter, miners, everybody a chance to hedge. You know, hedging is a must. And I think MCX must hold seminars, investor education, because investor education is a must. You should tell people why they should hedge and what are the benefits and how you can use it. And you know, this contract will lead to not only volume increase, this will also lead to liquidity and lower impact cost, both in mega contract as well as in mini contract. So I think it will be a win-win both for mega as well as for mini. And you know, it is base metal, as the name suggests, it is the base. So when you talk about metal and Indian economy, so if you have to assess the situation of any economy, consumption of base metal is a very good indicator. If the base metal consumption is going down, that means the economy is going down. If the base metal consumption is going up, that means economy is doing well. Similarly, you know, inflation. If there is an inflation in base metal, you know that there is an inflation in the economy. So it's a barometer. And even for our stock market, you know, directly it will have an impact on many companies, you know, Hindustan Zinc, Hindalco, Nalco, even your Vedanta, you know, companies like that, they get impacted by the prices of metals and the consumptions of metal. So if you have to take a bet on these companies, you have to always make sure that you keep track of the prices in the base metal. So I think it is good, and best of luck. And I think we are going to have increased volume. You know, globally, the volume in commodity market are more than the volume in equity market. Due to various factors, and cost of transaction, of course, is one. And every time we go to the finance ministry, meet the finance minister, meet the official, put up our case, request for reducing STT, if not full, at least 50%, or at least give 88E benefit. But somehow we are not effective. Anyway, but definitely base metal will have an impact, and hopefully this will make the exchange more vibrant. You know, somehow the vibrancy is missing in the commodity exchanges. We need more active commodity exchanges. We need more participation from investor, broking community, and actual users. Main thing is we need more participation from the actual user. Maybe this mini contract will activate that. And I had one observation. You know, it is a delivery based contract. Both mega and mini are both delivery based contract. I inquired, and I'm not sure whether mini contract delivery, I think the delivery unit is 1 ton for all three contract, and delivery unit is 5 metric ton for all three mega contract in this base metals. But if you, let us say, have a delivery of 10 metric ton of mini, so 5 ton is the unit. Can you give it as a delivery against mega? I am not sure what is the situation today, because I think maybe you are not able to give it. So if that is the situation, MCX should work to make sure that, okay, if you have 5 metric ton, you should be able to give delivery against mega also, because then people will be doing mega versus mini, and that will create volume, that will create liquidity, and that will create reduce impact cost for everybody. So I think similarly, if anybody is having mega delivery and in the units of 1 ton each, so they should be able to give that as a delivery against mini. So I think that is something which you, Ranjan, which you should look at. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me, and best of luck. Hopefully, we should have a more vibrant commodity market and more vibrant base metal contract. Thank you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. आप मतलब जो सीपीआई का मेंटर होता है ना, वो गाइडेंस भी देते हैं, अच्छी बात भी करते हैं, साथ ही साथ ये भी बताते हैं भैया इस चीज की कमी है. So you know, always a learning experience while talking to you. Now I would request Vadva sir to speak on this good development. Matlab, he is one of the persons who have been responsible for reintroduction of the mini contracts, and over to you, Vadva sir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Good evening, everyone. Rishi Nathani ji, I think he has joined. Sanjay Gakkar ji, Chitranjan ji, Shri Ashok Agarwal ji, CMD Glow Capital and mentor for CPI. My colleagues in EC, senior colleagues, Sabarwal ji, Jai Gupta ji, Kishore Narne ji. I am Narendra Vadva on behalf of CPI. I welcome you all to this very interesting and program on mini contracts. And it really feels good that, you know, we are having second event this week. We had one event on cotton on Monday. Now we are having for mini contracts on base metal. Very encouraging and very vibrant, as you, Ashok ji has just mentioned. We need a vibrant market. This is one indication that we are doing two programs for two contracts, launching of two contracts. It shows that we are going to have a vibrant market. So I thank Rishi Nathani ji and MCX team for associating with CPI for the knowledge and awareness program today. I compliment them for initiative for educating and awareness, and also skill development of our members and investors, like today in the launch of mini contracts in base metal. I feel approval of mini contract by SEBI is a welcome step and will add new contract basket of MCX for participation, especially the mid-sized companies and traders to the trade and hedge their price risk, who were not able to participate in a bigger contracts because of its margin and cost. Congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to MCX. CPI played a very important role, I must say, and must say that, you know, we were after SEBI and, you know, we were very vocal in various forums that we need these mini contracts. And in the CDEC committee also, whenever it happened after the discontinuation, we were very vocal about reintroduction of this mini contracts, because it is going to help the mid-sized businesses and traders, importers, exporters, which was lacking. For a year, buzzword is 5 trillion and 7.5 trillion. And the buzzword is China Plus policy also word over. A lot of manufacturing and focus of government is on manufacturing. There are PLI schemes. So a lot of manufacturing will happen in India. So for that, we needed an ecosystem of derivative market where there is the people who are in this value chain can hedge their risk and participate in the market. In fact, as a member association, we welcome any contract which are coming from the exchange basket and any innovative products. And we are looking for a safer ecosystem in the commodities for our members, and always excited with the important contracts of the MCX. So I must say, new contracts offering continuously makes MCX the leader in commodities market. I once again compliment MCX for the initiative to sharpen the members' knowledge with CPI and wish them all the best for new mini contracts. I assure full support of CPI and its member to make it successful. Thank you. Over to you, Sanjay ji.
Thank you very much, sir. Now over to Mr. Rishi Nathani, the Chief Business Officer of MCX. मतलब लॉन्च करना एक बात है, उसको चलाना दूसरी बात है. So he is the person to go to for this, successful launch of the contract. So Rishi sir, over to you.
Thank you, Sanjay. But actually, successful launch हम कर देते हैं, success तो हमारे member बनाते हैं. तो हमारे member आज यहाँ हैं, अशोक जी हैं, वधवा जी हैं, किशोर है, जेपी है और बाकी जितने भी members हैं हमारे जो लॉगिन किए हैं. तो आपसे सबसे गुजारिश है ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को सक्सेसफुल बनाइए, because a successful and vibrant commodity market, as Vadva ji was saying, will benefit everyone. The entire ecosystem will benefit. एंड इस कमोडिटी मार्केट की वाइब्रेंसी की तो क्या कहें, क्योंकि जैसे वधवा जी ने बोले कि 2 कमोडिटी लॉन्च के लिए 2 इवेंट किए इस वीक. एक्चुअली इवेंट तो 2 ही किए, लॉन्च 4 है, लेकिन इतने सारे इवेंट नहीं कर पाते, इसीलिए हमने 2 इवेंट किए. नहीं तो इवेंट तो 2 ही हुए, लेकिन लॉन्च 4 हैं. कॉटन था, एल्यूमिनियम, लेड और जिंक के 3 मिनी लॉन्च हो रहे हैं. इसके अलावा वाइब्रेंसी की अगर बात कहें तो इस हफ्ते तो MCX में ऑल टाइम रिकॉर्ड हाई टर्नओवर हुआ है. जब से MCX लॉन्च हुआ है, जब से शुरू हुआ है 2003 से 4 से, तब से ये हाईएस्ट टर्नओवर है, 1,22,000 करोड़ प्लस. सो ऑल क्रेडिट गोज टू ऑल द मार्केट पार्टिसिपेंट्स, द मेंबर्स, द एंटायर इकोसिस्टम, एंड वी लुक फॉरवर्ड टू योर सपोर्ट टू कीप दिस ग्रोइंग. एंड जहां तक वी डोंट वांट टू रेस्ट ऑन आवर लॉरेल्स. We want to achieve newer heights every day and break all the records every successful month by your support and by your good wishes. जहाँ तक CPI का सवाल है, CPI has always been a very good partner to us, and as Vadva ji also mentioned, they have played a key role in also in the advocacy with the various regulatory platforms to get the mini contracts back. Thank you for that, and we look forward to your continued support, Vadva ji and Ashok ji, who is the chief mentor of CPI. As far as the mini contracts go, I don't want to steal Ranjan's thunder because he's the father of these products. He will explain these products to you. मैं तो सिंपल भाषा में इतना ही बोलता हूँ कि 5 टन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, हूबहू 1 टन का भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आया है, and it gives you a very good opportunity if you're a prop trader to do cash carry. Arbitrage between the mini and the large. If you're a smaller trader, margin is very low, so you can trade, like for example, the zinc contract, खाली 30,000 रुपए का margin है, so you can trade with lower margins. And for all the people who are asking for these small contracts, especially MSMEs who are looking to hedge their requirements, albeit in a smaller quantity, this is an ideal contract. So looking forward to your wholehearted support, not only for these, for our recently launched cotton contract, for these 3 mini contracts, but आगे चल के जितने भी हम contract लाएं, मुझे पूर्ण आशा है कि आप सबका सहयोग रहेगा उसको और बढ़ाने में, उसको और डेवलप करने में. तो आपसे मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ आप सबका और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Back to you, Sanjay.
Thank you very much, Rishi sir. Ranjan, now it is over to you, but there are 2-3 questions which have come in the last 24 hours from the market. One is that whether the deliveries in 1 ton and 5 tons will be offsetting each other when the members create open interest. Second is on the margin benefit. Third is on, because we have a staggered delivery period. So if I get a delivery of say 5 tons on Monday, and whether I'll be able to deliver the same back into my other position in a 1 ton contract. So these are few questions, and if there are any questions from the audience now, they can write in the chat box. But these are primary 2-3 questions which have come up during the last few hours. So over to you, Ranjan. He is the product head for base metals and has been taking care of the this transition from cash settled LME based cash settled contracts to delivery based contracts. And we have seen, though he'll give the right figure, but we have seen around 3 lakh tons of industrial metals getting delivered through the exchange platform. Ranjan, over to you.
Thanks, Sanjay. Good evening, Ashok ji. Good evening, Narendra ji, Kishore, JP, Rishi. I mean, it's frankly, you know, pandemic has taught us the utility of the VCs so much. I mean, you know, while I am in Delhi, but still, you know, this happens to be the best medium to reach out to everyone to convey maximum in shortest possible time. Thank you very much to CPI for organizing this at such a short notice. I fully agree with Rishi that for us, these are 3 contracts going live in a staggered way. So tomorrow, Zinc Mini goes live on 20th, which is Monday, coming Monday. Aluminium Mini goes live, and on Wednesday, coming Wednesday, 22nd of Feb, Lead Mini goes live. All of them are 1-ton contracts. All of them have the trading unit and delivery unit matching, which means you know, the 1-ton contract, the ingots, you know, the standard way to deliver the quantity is in the bundles of 1 ton. So I'm trying to briefly touch upon the issue what Ashokji had mentioned. So the convention what we had. So if you all remember the you know, 2019 calendar year, where you know, over the period of 6 months, ton by ton, we converted the contracts to be delivery settled. And fortunately, between June 2019 to December 2019, we had you know, all 6 contracts, which is Aluminium Mini, Lead Mini, and Zinc Mini, actually trading concurrently. Before, you know, we had to phase out multiple contracts to make it only single. But I mean, even remembering that era, you know, because the delivery happens in the bundles of 1 ton, it is very much possible to create a e-receipt in the Congress for a single ton and club the 5 different, you know, the e-receipts to deliver in the 5-ton contract, and you can individually deliver 1-ton e-receipt against the mini contract. So that's the norm we have practiced. That is the norm which is going to prevail March settlement onward. We have, you know, because the launch of mini contract is all for March, April, May onwards settlement. So so I believe you know, that should not be a problem. The existing e-receipts what we have are for 5 tons because there was no no reason why we could have broken it because in the 5-ton contract. So recreating the e-receipt of 5 tons in the multiples of 1 is very much possible. We were practicing it, and I think with the help of WSP, those can be recreated. And so much so that if you know, I think what the sense in those days used to be that if one is buyer and you know, suppose he has to buy 10 tons, he had a liberty to probably pick up you know, stuff in mini contract or in the 5-ton contract based on the convenience and based on the opportunity what the contract or the screen is offering. Same would go live you know, moment these contracts are, you know, going live tomorrow onwards. Vice versa for the seller, obviously they used to you know, selectively look at you know, where the selling becomes attractive. So any marginal betterment of price, whether in the mini contract or a bigger contract, people will switch and make use of it. So I think that benefit will continue. It's you know, as you know, some Sanjay was mentioning about relaunch. So it's a you know, probably a reminder for all of us that it is very much possible the inward of all these metals is happening in the bundles of 1 ton. So these 3, which is aluminium, zinc, and lead. So segregating the existing 5 ton into 1 is very much possible. It will be done, and thereafter it becomes entirely a choice of the seller and the buyer to choose where they would like to buy, whether on a bigger contract or a smaller contract. Now, because both the contracts will work concurrently, because all the settlement cycles and the corresponding staggered delivery period and the margining system is going to be identical, it is very much possible to, you know, buy one side and sell other side and all of that. But it is important to realize that these are delivery based contracts, which means if you choose to do a buy sell simultaneously between the 2 contracts for the same metal under the same expiry, you have to be cautious of the fact that the entire billing process has to be finished timely, so that you know, on the other side you could be seller and deliver back to the system in the different contract, and vice versa. So those are the slightly you know, nuances which one need to keep a track of. But otherwise, you know, I believe the the smaller size contracts will encourage and expand the scope of the reach what we have for the metal contracts. You know, the sense we have from the MSMEs and SME segments is even if you have to buy 10 tons consumption over the period of month, the bigger contract used to compel them to probably, even if they want to average, probably it was only twice they could get opportunity to get in, buy one lot and another lot, and the scope is over. The mini gives them a handle and a leverage where probably the averaging or the buying opportunities can be staggered over the period of time rather than committing a bigger quantity at a single price. So I believe the utility to the physical market is going to be endless. The people who are already glued into these markets and from the physical market or from the retail audience side, which would have otherwise gone out of our ecosystem because of the lot sizes and the prices going higher and the margins being where they are today. I am sure that the value proposition will attract them back to the ecosystem and help them to hedge. I mean, volatility is kind of a given thing right now. So, and in the expanding economy and the consumption going up, I am sure all the manufacturing setups and the value addition people will find great relevance in utilizing this. Another question which Sanjay briefly mentioned is about the margining. So the margining is going to be identical to the bigger contracts to start with. Our observation has been that those both contracts typically work in parallel. I mean, exactly same price I won't say, but obviously they are mimicking the efforts that way. So expecting that the initial margin independently in both the contracts is going to be significantly different, I don't think it will happen. It is going to be very, very identical. Yes, in case of the positions between the two, the cross margin benefit would come, and which is what we have been practicing even while the coexistence happened between June 19 to December 19. The difference between how they were working in 2019 H2 calendar and now on is going to be the number of locations or the regions where MCX warehouses are now. That time we had only single delivery center for all, except for LED, which already had Chennai and Thane, which got inducted in the system. Thane got added in the month of September onwards in LED. So, but otherwise, our observation has been that the LED has been one which is witnessing inflow of goods in Chennai, Thane, and in Palwal, which is Haryana. It is a bit inconsistent, but I am very sure the domestic refined LED branding, which we have started, and more brands getting empaneled, the spread will improve. The consistency with which supplies flow into the exchanges will improve. On the rest of the cases in zinc, at the moment we have 2 delivery centers. For the Feb expiry, which is I'm talking about the bigger contract, which is Thane and Calcutta. But even in the bigger contract, March expiry onwards, the delivery centers are going to be Thane, Calcutta, Palwal, and Chennai. So east, west, north, south completely covered, and no premium discount, which means it is completely at the discretion of the for the seller to decide where they want to deliver. So same is going to be imitated and facilitated in the mini contract also. And same is true for aluminium. So aluminium is primary delivery center is Raipur, and east, west, north, south are the additional delivery centers. Will continue to work that way. The only difference in all the in the aluminium contract vis-a-vis the rest, and so it's a typical in nature that the bundle size of ingots is 1 ton, and that can be delivered here. In the 5-ton contract, we have a provision to deliver SOs and T-bars, which is a different form of aluminium, but they are not exactly 1 ton in nature. So that is why delivering that thing into 5-ton contract is possible, but that is impractical to be delivered in the mini contract. So which means aluminium mini is going to be a contract which will facilitate delivery of ingots only. And the aluminium 5-ton contract will continue to have ingots, SOs, and T-bars. SOs and T-bars there are at a 1 rupee discount per kg. but there is no provision of T-bars and SOs to be delivered in the mini contracts. So mini contracts of zinc, lead, and aluminum all are 1 ton and all are for ingots only. There is no location-based premium discount. There, we have additional grade, additional brands of MCX recognized brands which are delivered on lead. There's no premium discount on that. So it's very, very simple. The contracts design for anybody to get connected to the price discovery and the exchange ecosystems participating on the mini contracts. So those were few limited things which I thought I would highlight. Even when both coexisted, whether it was the cash settle time or whether it was the delivery based time, we found that people who are financial players who always saw benefit or they were champions of identifying unique differences lying between two concurrent contracts of the same underlying commodity. I'm sure these are the good times which are heading back for the market to participate. And obviously, not only that, it expands the scope with the regional players also. In case if the goods have to flow into the regions, I'm sure that advantage also comes in. So compared to the H2 of calendar 2019, aluminium has got in the fresh contract we have only ingots, no delivery of SOs and T-bars in the mini contract. In zinc, it is going to be pan-India with singleton, lot size and delivery size. In lead, it is going to be singleton, including the MCX approved brands and delivered on east, west, north, south basis. So in terms of price volatility and stuff, I'm sure, we need to hear it from, the others as well. But when we left 2019, 2000 December and thereafter the emergence of pandemic and this thing, and I think we have seen significant drop, significant upside, significant movement in the premium, significant movements in the sea freight, significant movement in the rupee INR. All of that is now bundled into one and giving a very good reference to the audience. And I am sure that the investors would find great benefit in the smaller unit also to participate. And I would second Rishi in this, that we look forward to the constant and the active support from the CPI members to help us relaunch this contract with a fantastic debut starting tomorrow for zinc mini, 20th Feb Monday for the aluminum mini, and for lead mini on 22nd Feb, which is Wednesday. Happy to answer any other queries which anybody would have. But best of luck to all of us, and I'm really hoping for an excellent start starting tomorrow 9 a.m.
थैंक यू रंजन. सो जैसा बोलते हैं ना, खाने के बाद मीठा खाना चाहिए. हमारे पास रिटेल के दो बहुत बड़े दिग्गज मेंबर हैं. किशोर नारने, he represents, sometimes he represents the broking side, sometimes the exchange side, being part of various committees of the exchange. A researcher, phenomenal researcher in his own right, and very good grip on commodities market. So Kishore Narne sir, over to you. कि कैसे ये रिटेल में पार्टिसिपेशन एनकरेज करेगा इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ मिनी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स.
Thank you, Sanjay. See, I think Indian overall financial services industry or market per se is aligned towards smaller contracts actually, or because though unique points here. One is that we have very large number of very small retail traders, right? I cannot call them investors because investing is now very old fashioned. अभी तो सब ऑप्शन पे चल रहा है, तो options are not investing. So we have a very large number of people who are trading in or small traders who come with a very small risk appetite and small investable money or risk capital, which we call. Second is we are again a very large country which has a significant amount of small companies or SMEs or MSMEs or whatever we say. So the requirement of both these segments, either on the corporate side or on the individual trader side, is to always have a smaller contracts, because SME and MSMEs will be comfortable in hedging in the lots of 1 ton or so rather than going for 5 tons, because anyway the large ones anyway are going directly to LME and going trading in overseas market. So our sweet spot for our domestic markets is the SME and MSME. Second is of course the retail, which is coming massively through digitization, through commoditization of broking services or through discount broking, etc., etc. So there is a huge amount of DIY customers who are coming through these things. So they all need contracts which are smaller enough so that they can test it out, trade, and confidently put their money and take their chances there with a minimum risk or smaller risk which they come for. I think that gives us a perfect recipe to launch these kind of contracts. I'm sure this has been the requirement of the industry for a very long time. We had a good success when they were there, and we missed them a lot when they were not there. So definitely it's a welcome step. Though I still have some reservations about this. As Ranjan said, we keep on debating on the multiple delivery centers. I still don't agree with that, but otherwise the contracts definitely will be successful. I don't have any doubt in that, because either ways, either SME or MSME or even traders, they don't really are looking for deliveries. They are looking for hedging. They're looking for smaller lots. They're looking for trading. So they are not really, I'm not really bothered about that 1%, 2% delivery. So that definitely will improve. Again, I think this is the step one. As we go ahead, if we are able to create success in these contracts as a total ecosystem, and if we are able to breach that benchmark of 1,000 crores or whatever that SEBI benchmarks, and if we are able to get some option contracts on these futures, I think that will be a big game changer for us. So this is the first step we are climbing on that path. So we have some of these contracts which will be very successful. We already are seeing how the number of UCC, or number of participants are growing on MCX over the last a year or so after the crude options became very successful. So I don't see any doubt on that. And we as an industry participants, again, I can vouch for JP also on that, and we are looking for these kind of contracts. And I can actually tell you that there will be a significant value for the smaller customer, because of course when they go for the 5-ton thing, there will be a much higher risk reward ratios which are not really digestible for retail traders. We actually sometimes we have to actually actively discourage them from doing these commodities and probably getting into smaller contracts. So that's why actually we get much more participation in options rather than in commodities. But this smaller contracts will give them an opportunity, number one, to participate in these contracts. Of course, there are a couple of more contracts. I think copper is a contract which normally everybody likes and wants, but I think I understand the challenges of the delivery lot and the trading lot issue, which Ranjan will face that issue. But I think if that also will come, that will be again a big boost. But rather than whatever it is, I think zinc, lead were very favorable commodities for retail. It's been there, and I'm sure that will be very successful. As far as our client participation and our as an offering, we definitely will keep a strong promotion, and we'll be running a lot of promotional backgrounds. We'll be running a lot of on-ground educational seminars, etc., etc. So I think to take it as much as possible into the masses and get as many people as possible to participate here. And definitely, I think SME and MSME is a segment which I am looking very keenly here, where we can actually add some value to them, especially of late with the kind of volatility we have seen in the base metals on the rise as well as on the fall. Both now there is a huge backlash, kind of a huge risk which they have seen after the recent fall, which was really not expected. And then people are looking for really good options where they can hedge. So I'm bullish on both these segments, and wish you all the best, Ranjan and Rishi. I'm sure we'll all be helping you on that anyway.
Thank you, Kishore sir. Now I would request Jayaprakash Gupta ji for his take on the reintroduction of mini contracts. He is doing great work through his Dhan app. Jayaprakash ji, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjay ji, and good evening to everyone present here, including Ashok ji, Sabharwal ji, Chittaranjan, Rishi, and also Vadhva ji. So I'll pick my thought on this from what Ashok ji mentioned when we started this program. He mentioned that commodities market globally is much larger than equities market, but in India it's actually the reverse. यहाँ पे equities market is much bigger than commodities market, in spite of the fact that commodity exchanges existed in India much before the stock exchanges or BSE was established. So I see there are two reasons why that didn't work out. One was the lack of awareness, and the second one reason was there were not enough of products available. So over this last 15-16 years till the time I am in this industry, what I have observed is earlier there used to be only futures contract, and futures contract was not meant to serve the purpose. The whole idea of setting up commodity exchanges and commodity market was that you provide a tool so that the natural users of commodity come and participate. So only futures did not provide that opportunity. That's why we did not see the hedging market growing in India. There was lesser number of deliveries happening. Now with the advent of time, MCX has done a phenomenal job. They have introduced products. They have brought in various product innovations, and that has ultimately led to more participation. आज आप देखिए why equity market is so big in India, including derivatives market, is because there are number of contracts available which caters to everyone, whether you are a FII, you are a large corporate, or someone who is just a college pass out. So आपके पास product variation ज़्यादा रहेगा, so you will have more number of participants. Now, the outcome of more number of contracts has resulted in MCX doing record number of volumes. जो शायद जो CTT इंट्रोड्यूस होने से पहले भी जो टर्नओवर होता था, आज हम लोग उसको भी एक्सीड कर गए हैं. So there is very much a need to bring more products so that I am talking on behalf of retail users. So आज का retail user with easy access to information, what they need is they need a right product. Awareness की कमी नहीं है, because if they go and Google it, they will find plethora of information available on any commodity. What they need is the right product sizing. जैसे जिंक इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है, रीइंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है, इट्स अ वेलकम स्टेप, क्योंकि आज किसी को मार्केट में आके ट्राई करना है जिंक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में ट्रेड करने के लिए. सो अ 5 ton कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विद अ मार्जिन ऑफ से 1 lakh and above, this discourages someone to come and experiment. So 1 ton का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, मिनी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, मेरा आगे एक्सपेक्टेशन ये है कि इसमें ऑप्शंस भी आए मिनी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में भी. सो दिस विल ब्रिंग मोर पार्टिसिपेशन and more awareness in the industry. और इंडिया में आप देखिए, we are more of a commodity centric economy. आज आप निफ्टी का भी कंपोजिशन देखो, उसमें almost 47% of निफ्टी composition is of companies which have direct exposure to commodities or are byproducts of commodities, except for financial services and IT, which comprise of around 52%. बाकी सारे sectors आप ले लो, textiles, metals, refineries, these are all commodities or derivatives of commodities. तो आज मैं अगर एक retail user हूँ जिसे इंटरनेट एक्सेस है, मैं अपना ट्रेड का खुद कंट्रोल लेना चाहता हूँ. सो इफ आई हैव पोजीशन से इन हिंदुस्तान जिंक और मुझे लगता है जिंक का फंडामेंटल्स खराब है, so I can very well come and sell one lot of zinc mini on MCX platform. तो मेरा एक kind of pseudo hedge बन जाता है. और मुझे बहुत सारे चीजें सीखने को मिलता है. आई विल यूज दिस फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, और अगर इन फ्यूचर अगर ऑप्शंस भी आए, to do partially hedge of my contracts or also to learn more about it. आज क्रूड ऑयल, नेचुरल गैस में इतना पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ा है क्योंकि there are options available जिसमें मैं छोटे अमाउंट से भी इन्वेस्ट करूं. So I see this as a very welcome step. और मुझे उम्मीद है कि जिंक मिनी, लेड, एल्युमिनियम, उसके बाद अगर कॉपर मिनी आए और बेस मेटल के मिनी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में भी ऑप्शन आए, so the day won't be far when we can compete with derivatives, F&O volumes, और MCX के वॉल्यूम्स भी शायद उसको मीट कर जाए. So from retail participants perspective, मुझे लगता है ये welcome move है, and we will try our best to ensure that maximum awareness is done. We are in fact doing a lot of webinars along with CPI and MCX to reach out to our retail users, क्योंकि आज knowledge base की कमी है, और हम collectively इस पे काम करें, knowledge base create करें और अच्छे products available हों exchange की तरफ से. So I think this will create wonders for commodities market in India. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone here to give me an opportunity to express my views.
Thank you, Jayaprakash ji. This you for your interesting take on the linkage between the equity and the commodity markets and how people can hedge. There was one question in the chat box on introduction of copper mini contracts. I think from my side that is a work in progress. So because of the trading lot and the delivery lot concept, बाकी रंजन जो टिपिकल महाराष्ट्र का लैंग्वेज है, डिगड़ा आस्ता आस्ता, so डिगड़ा आस्ता आस्ता में रंजन will bring something fresh to the market. For closing remarks, Sabharwal ji, if you are there,
very much there.
तो आपसे मैं मतलब आप हमारे सबके जो बोलते हैं ना भीष्म पितामह ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री, सो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि थैंक यू नोट, क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स आपकी तरफ से हो जाएंगे तो वुड बी ग्रेट सर.
चलिए, थैंक यू संजय जी. It was really nice that in a span of 4 days we have done 2 webinars with MCX. We congratulate MCX for introducing these 4 contracts. Yes, for the quarter we did it on Monday, and for the other 3 contracts we are doing it today. We congratulate MCX also, as Rishi ji mentioned, that highest ever volume in MCX they have attained. So on behalf of market participants, we congratulate him also. It was really nice that when Ashok ji started and Wadhwa ji gave the basics, and after that the details were given by Mr. Rishi Nithani and Mr. Rage. And then of course our 2 colleagues, Kishore Narne ji, our All India Executive Committee member, and Mr. Jayaprakash Gupta, our chairman of the West, pointed out the various things. It was also mentioned that commodities, the worldwide volumes are far higher than in India, and I am hopeful that that day is not far off if we will continue to introduce more contracts. And though, as Ashok ji mentioned, that for the CTT it could not come in this budget, but yes, now with the new joint secretary coming in, and she has come from the Prime Minister office and she has very well understood it. This time before the budget she had not much time, but we are now promised by the Finance Ministry that in the coming year budget 100% our CTT will be reduced by 50%, which will certainly boost up the volumes in the market. Once again, I will just request Rishi ji and Sanjay ji that even if you want to do physical seminars in anywhere, any part of the country, it is welcome. as on 2 days notice, we could do it in Zoom, 100 people logged in first, and then it starts getting reduced, and people after that came on the YouTube. So it is not that as much you are able to see on the Zoom that number of entrants, while the number of entrants, one time when Zoom had 100 people, we had about 70 people on the YouTube also. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Sanjay ji. And I thanks all the market participants also for joining us at such a short notice. And once again, just a reminder that tomorrow CPI has a physical seminar in the Gift City on the subject that avenues available in the Gift City after the budget. And there in that seminar, the speakers will be ED from the regulator, the Gift City head, then the CME. There will be 2 people from Singapore, and in addition to that, we will have representative from NSC, IFSC, India, INX, and IIBX also. In addition to our national president and the executive committee members. So I request participants that they can just convey to their colleagues in Gujarat to attend it physically in the Gift City, which is from 5:30 onwards at Hotel Grand Mercury, followed by the dinner. Over to you, Mr. Sanjay Gakhar.
Thank you very much, sir. Seminar to hum kar hi rahe hain. It is a continuous process. So, you know,
CPI के साथ बहुत दिन से वेबिनार्स किए हैं, सेमिनार कोई नहीं किया CPI।
जी सर। तो सब जन को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, अशोक सर, वाधवा सर, किशोर भाई, जयप्रकाश जी, for sparing time at such a short notice. So all the best to everyone, exchange brokers, retail clients. Let us hope for very successful launch tomorrow, followed by other products. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.